going to talk about our enhancements that are coming up. Just very quickly as a overview of what we are releasing with the next round of enhancements. There will be the ability for ITC staff to close cases that you've created. So if you created a case and have a resolution before it is closed by the service team, you will have the ability to go ahead and you can close those directly. And we'll go over how to do that here in just a few minutes when we do our demo. We have limited the district list to only the districts that were serviced by your ITC for each of the service areas. Previously, when we put that list in there, we just opened it for all the districts that we had record of, and we have now limited that. So if you're creating a case for EMIS, you will see only the schools for your ITC, which you support EMIS for. Whitespace, we had a request for Whitespace. So if you put an extra return between paragraphs, that was getting cleared in our process. And so we do have that corrected, that it will be maintained for readability. We had a request for adding emails that were associated with the case. So many of you use the portal to create a case. Some people use email to create a case. Sometimes after you create it in the portal, you may use email to communicate with the service team. We now have the ability, we're going to be showing you the emails that are associated with the cases as well as the comments. We did expand the search capabilities for all of our service areas. You will have the filtering capabilities of searching for only your cases, so the ones in which you are the one who created it. Account cases, which are any cases that are tied to your ITC for that particular service area. And then you can filter a second level of just those that are currently open, only those that are closed, or all of them. We had a request to add some sort capabilities, so we've included created date and time, and then also the subject, that you can sort by both of those fields when you're looking at your cases on the portal. We are going to be releasing these on October 4th, which is next week. We do our annual maintenance on OECM portal on Tuesday evenings. And as part of that regular maintenance and updates, we'll be applying these the evening of October 3rd. And so these changes will be available later that night and or also on October 4th. So to give you the overview of each one of the new features that we have added, closing the case for any of the service areas, there is now at the bottom on the right-hand side under the attachments, an area for close case, and it's a blue close case button. When you select to close the case, you do have to enter what's termed as final case comments. So basically, why are you closing the case? I've already found the resolution. It's no longer a problem, whatever that is. You would have to enter text in that box and then click on the green button to submit the comments and then close the case. The limit for the district list, it is based on the service confirmation that was completed by each ITC in June. So, and that is for EMIS, fiscal, and Info Ohio services. So if you're submitting, again, an EMIS ticket, you will see only districts or schools that your ITC has said we submit or supply EMIS services for. Fiscal, because state software is in a different service desk, obviously they're not impacted by this, but if you are using eFinance Plus, only eFinance Plus districts with your ITC will show up on that list. And then also the Info Ohio services. So I got a screenshot there of an example of what that list looks like. They are alphabetized, and we have included IRN numbers so that it's specific, especially for those districts that we know have multiples across the state with the same name. When we show comments, we are maintaining that paragraph space, so the white line breaks, so those now will appear correctly. When we display the emails that are associated with a case, we will show you a total number of emails that are tied to that case at the top in the email section. We do default to display only the last 3 emails, Um, and each email is going to be set to take a certain amount of size on the page, and that's to help with loading. You do have the option on that page for those 3 emails to click on View More, and it will extend and show you all of it. Also, if there is more than 3, down at the bottom, there is a button to view all emails. That will open all of the emails as a list in a new tab on your browser. And at that point, you can then read through each one of those. We did expand the searching for all service areas. Previously, that was only applied to certain ones. All of them for all of the searching for all service areas is identical, with the exception of EMIS. EMIS is the only one that also includes ITC shared as one of your search options. So when you are searching, you have filters that need to be applied. In the blue bar, you have open cases, closed cases, or all cases, and you need to select one of those. You also need to select My Cases or Account Cases, account being your ITC. That is also the place where ITC shared would appear for EMIS. And then you would enter your search term and then click on the green button. I did want to point out, though, that that green button does change based on the filter criteria that you have selected in the blue bar. So it will tell you what you are searching when you click on the search button. If it's My Cases, if it's open or closed, or if it's all, or if it's the account or your ITC cases. You also have the ability to sort the cases by date and time created, by new to old or old to new. And then also you can sort by subject, and that is A to Z. Keep in mind that is what it says. So if the subject hasn't been very descriptive, that may or may not be of assistance to you. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to walk through these enhancements on the portal for you. All right, so I'm logged in as a demo user that we have on our portal. We've called this demo user Sue Woko. And on the portal, I'm going to come over here to the data center. And just to point out some of the things that we have, here's our filters for open cases, closed cases, and all cases. I can search My Cases or Account Cases. If I need to sort these by created, right now this is new to old, so my newest is on top. If I would do old to new, it should flip. So now my oldest is on top. And then I can also sort by my subject, which is the second column. And then I can enter a search term if I choose to search. I want to click on this case right here. So this is a case that was created, and again, this is our demo environment, so it's a previously created case. And it was open to our data center. This is a case that happened to have some comments that were tied to it. And notice we now have that white space there. And then we also have emails. So we can see here the email, and we could click on View More to open the whole email up. Down here, we can view all emails. So this one happens to have 4 total emails. So if I scroll down and I click on View All Emails, I can then see each one of those as on a new tab. And to expand them, I would simply click on View More. What this did by displaying it this way is it allowed us to show more on the screen and allow you to only open up the ones that you want to see. Especially with emails, as they tend to thread, they can get pretty lengthy. So this saves some scrolling and also some responsiveness for the page for you. Now I have a sample case that I have created over here in KIOSK Support. So if I want to open that case up, and I do have just some comments on this one for right now. One of our new features is the ability to close a case. So if I no longer need this case, I can click on Close Case. I do need to enter my final case comments, and then I would submit my comments and close my case. Now, at this time, the service areas, with the exception of EMIS, have not asked for the ability for those cases to be reopened. But EMIS does have that ability to reopen a case, but none of the other areas have requested that. If that's something that you would like to see, please let your service area know. For example, eFinance Plus, let Jackie or Carrie know. And we can look at getting those added if you're interested in that. Again, once you've closed it, your final case comments are going to appear up here at the top, and then it will be exactly what you've typed in. Now this comes back with no cases found because I'm currently on open cases. If I change this to closed cases, I will then see all of my test cases that I've created in the past. So these filters apply not just for when you're searching here, but also what you're seeing on your screen. We did not change anything for how to create a case. That process remains the same. Clicking on New Case. Will there be an option to open a new case from an email? That is dependent on the service area. For EMIS, no. That is not something that's an option. But I believe all of the other service areas do have an email that you can send to. If you use an email to create the case and you're looking back at your cases later in the portal, you would see those emails. One item to know, if you're somebody who does submit kiosk tickets, it does show in the district list all districts in the state, districts and schools in the state. Because we do not track specifically kiosk service alignment with ITCs, that is why that is going to show all of the schools. So just something to be mindful of there. If you happen to submit tickets for kiosk, that is the case for that. If you have identified a district in your case that you create, we do show that over here on the right side. If there is no district selected, then that just does not appear. So you don't have a blank line, but we hide that altogether. Comments, notice, are in one section. Emails are in a section directly underneath it. If you know that you've got emails, you'll need to scroll down just a little bit, especially if you have some comments there showing. Adding comments are the same as before. You would click on Add a Comment and then click on Post. And I'm just going to make a comment back to that so you can see that. Once I refresh, and I've just added that from the support team, and then I see my next comment added. If there's a feature that you would like to see that we don't have in here, please, as I said, mention it to the team that you're responding to. Any of the teams that are listed on that front page of the service portal, any of those teams, you can talk to anybody on those teams if there's something that is not available that you would like to see.